Deep in the heart of Central Texas lies the Bayou City, a city of champions. And today, 12 of the best Monster Jam drivers look to become the Round 2 champion. In Round 1, the spotlight shined on two of the sport's greatest competitors. One, the most confident driver in the field, coming off a big freestyle win. Backflip, and there goes Tom the Dude! Perfect! And the other, continuing a family legacy of greatness, proving he can win in a new rig.
There's the bicycle, there's the stopping. He's got it on both tires for Ryan Anderson.
However, when the dust settled, Tom Meents remained the biggest bull in the yard. This is Round 2. This is Houston. This is Monster Jam. Nice air. And he saves it. There is your wow factor.
Big air out of the box. Awesome move, look at that.
Hello everyone, welcome to Houston, Texas. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens, and we'll be joined a bit later by Leslie Mears down on the track. So Colt, an exciting Round 1 here in Houston saw Tom Meents win his third straight in Texas, but what stood out for you in Round 1?
You know, Round 1 was super exciting here in Houston, Texas. But the thing that stood out to me the most was Jamie Garner and Jim Kohler. Both truck owners came out. I knew they would be swinging for the fences, and they showed that they're here to play.
Well, the biggest question mark after Round 1 is Bryce Kenny. So third straight stadium event, he finishes 1 point behind the championship, but even more importantly, the extensive truck damage that he and his crew suffered. So right now we're going to go trackside for a UNOH pit report update on the status of Great Clips Mohawk Warrior with Leslie Mears.
That freestyle was just amazing, but sometimes when you do something spectacular on the track, it comes with consequences. So I'm here with technician Brad Hilson. So Brad, what was the status report once you got Mohawk Warrior backstage and got to look at it?
After the backflip, freestyle run was great. He was enjoying the truck. 30 seconds left, went for a backflip, took a huge backflip and just some chassis damage, landed on the back bumper and kind of destroyed the truck for the night. So couldn't really get it back together, so we took our backup truck for tonight's show.
How much of an adjustment is this going to be for Bryce?
It's going to be huge for both of us. Brand new chassis that we haven't driven, haven't been in. The only thing we know is the shocks.
Look, as we take a look at the replay from Bryce's freestyle run, what went wrong and why was the damage so extensive?
So we just recently switched over to these trench boxes, and a lot of drivers have been struggling with them. I think Bryce carried a little bit too much momentum, over-rotates right here, and the back of the truck slams into the ground. That's 12,000 pounds coming down. It actually shifted the whole motor inside the chassis over 2 inches. So extensive damage there. The guys are going to be busy this week fixing it to get to Round 3.
Let's take a look at our driver lineup for tonight. Now with Bryce in a new truck, he has his hands full, so he's been right there near the top with Tom. Who else can step up and challenge Tom for the event championship?
You know, in Round 1, Adam Anderson was very consistent. He just needs to get the whole package together. I think if Adam can get the whole package done, he can definitely be the event championship here.
Let's review the Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 event format. Our drivers will compete in 3 competitions: Monster Energy Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and BKT Monster Jam Freestyle. 12 points will be awarded to the winner of each competition with a total of 36 points on the line. And the driver with the most points at the end of the night, of course, is crowned our overall event champion. Now, Colt, tonight the drivers once again competing on this POD style track we saw in Round 1. What should the viewers expect in racing and freestyle with this track?
This is the same style track we also call St. Louis style. It's actually 2 different lanes turn in 2 different directions. I noticed last night that the left lane seems to be the faster one, and a lot of guys are winning in that left lane. So lane choice is going to be key. The guys are going to have to pay attention to how the track changes throughout the night and pick the correct lane so they can have the fastest time.
Our first competition of the night, Monster Energy Monster Jam Racing. 4 drivers automatically advancing to Round 2. They are the 4 semifinalists from Round 1. They are Adam Anderson, Barry Musauer, Tom Meents, and Kristen Anderson. So our Round 1 matchups, we have Todd LeDuc against Ryan Anderson. You have Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, which is Bryce Kenny, against Lindsey Reed. You have Corey Rummel against Cole Vennard, and then Jamie Gardner against Jim Kohler. Those Round 1 matchups, where should that spotlight be in the bracket?
I definitely think if you look at the top left corner, we've got Todd LeDuc and Ryan Anderson first round. Todd has his hands full. He needs to gain some points. He didn't get quite enough points last night, so now he needs to get through Ryan and then through Adam.
Todd LeDuc has not had a lot of luck in this building in racing. A 500 career racing record in NRG Stadium, just 14-14. And Ryan Anderson, the opposite end of the spectrum, he's 14-6. So this is a battle I've been looking forward to, man. Here we go, round one. And first turn, Todd goes wide, Ryan takes it tight. That's the advantage in the straightaway.
This is tight, tight, tight.
Almost clipping the tire, and Todd is going to end up on 2 wheels.
Oh, he's over!
And another save over here. Wow.
Holy cow, that's pushing it to the limit. First round.
Ryan Anderson is going to win the race. He's going to end up on the roof of Bakugan Dragonoid. Here's the finish right here.
Yes, sir. Hey, now that was driving, baby. Even though he didn't do it, that was awesome.
Man, Todd checks up, does what he needs to get that truck back on his front. Ryan sets up here. What I'm scared about right now is I know that front end took a hard hit.
And that's something to watch. If he doesn't make it back, Todd LeDuc will come back into the bracket to face Adam Anderson in Megalodon in round 2. Our second pair here in round 1, a rematch from our round 1 event. It is Bryce Kenny in his new truck and Lindsey Reed in Scooby-Doo. So Bryce with some issues in that new truck, but Lindsey had transmission issues yesterday and wasn't very fast either. J-Hook and Bryce does look a little slower than yesterday, but Lindsey trying to play catch-up here in the straightaway. Final turn, look how slow Bryce has to take it, but it doesn't matter. But man, did he look, that is the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world, and that truck made him look slow.
Absolutely, but sometimes on this style track, that's exactly what you need. Bryce played that very well. Nice and smooth, fill the truck out, get a hold of it. He must be feeling pretty comfortable right away. That's a testament to his crew chief.
As round 1 continues, Corey Rummel in the left lane, Cole Vennard in the right lane.
Both of these guys are both started off as crew chiefs, and now they're in the driving position, so they have a lot of knowledge between the two of them.
Dead even around the turn, Rummel goes wide, Cole goes tight. And here comes Cole Vennard. He's gonna almost spin out, but look at Corey Rummel as well. And there is Cole Vennard. So Corey Rummel could not get it straight across the race ramp. Cole Vennard takes advantage and a big win.
Cole absolutely slung that truck into that last corner, completely committed, and that's what propelled him over the finish line first.
So right now we're gonna go down to Leslie. You got some info on these two veteran drivers.
There's a rivalry here, only because Jamie Garner once called Jim Kohler a sitting duck and said he was easy to take out. Well, in that weekend, Jim Kohler went 2-0, so he holds the advantage here. So he said he'll let Jamie talk all he wants, and he'll just back it up on the track.
You can't match Jim Kohler's experience, but Jamie Garner is looking so good right now. And we go around the final turn, but there's that experience from Jim Kohler. And look at Jamie Garner, come on, tight there.
Woo!
That is the incredible finish of round 1 so far. Both of them back and forth. Talk us through this finish.
Look how big Jamie goes right here. He goes so big in racing, the body flies off when he lands. Fully committed, great race between the two. Jamie just edges him out.
Here's where we stand after the first round of racing. It's going to be Megalodon against Bakugan Dragonoid, a battle of the Andersons. Zombie against Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. Max D Fire against the Black Pearl, and Gravedigger against Overboard. And Jamie Garner with a great finish in that round 1 matchup. We're not done, a long way to go. Coming up, round 1 racing winner Adam Anderson takes to the track for the first time. Round 2 is moments away. Stay with us. Welcome back to Monster Jam. This is round 2 coming in from Houston, Texas. And Cole, as we begin our second round of Monster Energy Racing, this next matchup I'm excited about. It's Bari Musauer against Bryce Kenny. That new truck gave him no problems in round 1, but Bari a tough draw. Let's kick off round 2. It is Bari Musauer off the race ramp first. Here comes Bryce Kenny. Trying to feel that new truck. Al, look at Bari Musauer fast on the straightaway. Almost clips a turn tire, gets a little bit of it. And Bryce Kenny cannot get it straight. So both of them had their issues in that final turn.
It looks like the end of this track over here is really slick. Every time the guys come around the corner, they get all crossed up like that. Bari committed, Bryce let out. making Bari the winner.
First appearance in round 2. It's Tom Meents, the professor in Max D Fire in the left lane against Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl.
Cole used to drive a digger truck, so I know his arch nemesis is going to be Max D.
Tom Meents the first to hit the turn. Cole Vennard trying to get it right. Went sideways a little tight in that lane. Tom Meents slowing down.
Oh, he's over!
Fast. And there goes Cole Vennard. Hey, look at Tom. Already had it one, giving the fans a thrill. Let's go to the replay on that. Cole was just trying to play catch up, and I think that's what did him in.
So the first round, I mentioned he really threw that truck in the corner. Unfortunately, this time he tried to do the same thing, and it bit him.
Our next matchup here in round 1 of racing is Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger against Jamie Garner in Overboard.
Kristen Anderson really surprised us yesterday, coming out here, getting that Gravedigger wound up, and actually beating her brother first round.
Jamie Garner, a slight edge going into the first turn. Kristen Anderson is going to roll in that turn. Jamie Garner just has to cross the finish line, and he knows it now. So Jamie Garner advancing to the semifinals, but Kristen Anderson gotta be disappointed. That first turn was the end of her racing night. So with Ryan Anderson not being able to compete, that brings Todd LeDuc back into the bracket in the right lane against Adam Anderson in the left lane. The last 4 times these two have met in racing, Adam has won 3. He's on a 10-race winning streak. A tough draw, but Todd LeDuc is Todd LeDuc. He can beat anybody, but Adam Anderson has had his number. Adam Anderson off to a great start. Todd LeDuc on 2 wheels. Adam feeling the straightaway, now the final turn. Todd rolling again, and he is gonna save it. Coach Stevens, Adam Anderson wins. What is happening to the track in Houston?
This track is tacking up like crazy. And like I said earlier, Todd knew he's gonna have the pressure on to beat these two. In both rounds, Todd had to push it to the very edge, to the limit to try and beat him. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it done.
We're down to our fastest 4 in the racing bracket. It is Adam Anderson against Bari Musauer and Tom Meents against Jamie Garner. 2 will make it to the finals. 1 will get the first 12 points of the night in pursuit of the overall event championship. Our racing bracket continues here in Houston. Our first semifinal match, Tom Meents, 12-time World Finals champion, but Jamie Garner has looked incredibly good so far all weekend long and even in racing tonight. Jamie Garner goes wide. Here comes the professor, and Jamie got stuck right here on the pod right in front of us. Tom Meents will make easy work going into the racing final.
It's strange to me how different the track is. It seems like one end of the track is really loose and slick, while the other is really tacky, and the guys have to be real careful and tiptoe around the corner.
Bari Musauer in the right lane, Adam Anderson in the left lane. Adam pushed Bari in the right. We know he doesn't like it there at all.
Both of them going really slow. I love it.
Adam Anderson just has that left lane on lockdown right now. Bari Musauer trying to make a move in the final turn. He has got him right now. He has got Adam, but Adam makes the push. At the end, he had it. Bari Musauer had the win, and Adam Anderson just came back and nailed it across the finish.
That might be the fastest time in the right lane. Bari did such a great job with a terrible lane to try and overcome, but Adam was just able to edge him out.
Our finals are set. Adam Anderson riding a 12-race winning streak going up against Tom Meents in Max D Fire. A rematch from round 1 here in Houston. Everything continues to be bigger and better in Texas. The racing finals are coming up, and then it's time for the Great Clip Skills Challenge recap. Welcome back to NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's our racing finals called Adam Anderson and Tom Meents. Adam again in the left lane.
Adam threw Tom in the right. Tom always hates being in the right. He sits on the left-hand side of that truck, and it's hard to turn to the right.
Tom Meents turning it on that left side. Adam Anderson, though, in that lane over there, that left lane that he loves, he is putting on the moves, and here he goes again. And that is going to make it 13-0 to start the new year. Adam Anderson is feeling it. And for the second time in a row, he is our Monster Energy Racing winner.
Adam has got this tacky track dialed in. He does exactly what he needs to do. He goes fast down the straightaways, shuts it down, stays tight in the corners. He even came around that last corner there. He could see Tom was close. He laid off in it and drove him and just flew across the finish line.
Let's take a look at your overall leaderboard after one competition. Adam Anderson with the win, getting 12 points. Tom Meents gets 11. Bari Musauer with 10, and Jamie Garner with 9. So there's your top 4. We're going to head down to the track for the guy that seems unbeatable right now, Leslie Mears with Adam Anderson.
Adam, we saw you in the left lane all night. How important was lane choice in taking this victory?
Yeah, lane choice is where it was at tonight, and honestly, in the beginning, so I got the first round bye. And I didn't choose to turn my truck around and watch the other competitors because I thought I knew what the track had when I was out there for intros. You could feel a lot just from that. Well, I was wrong, but thankfully because of my crew, they walked me through it. They told me what was going down, and I was able to come out the win.
And with racing in the books, it was time for our second competition of the night, the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Each driver had the option to attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels or a donut. Competitors attempted a variety of moves and combinations and were judged based on creativity, skill, and execution. 12 points were on the line towards tonight's overall event championship. Let's take a quick look back at our top competitors. Coming in third, it was Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid with this bicycle into a stoppie. He rolled but was still able to get up in the top 3. In second, Bari Musauer took advantage of a new rule in this competition. He made a great Monster Jam donut where he holds 2 Guinness World Records, and he would finish right behind our leader once again, the reigning World Finals champion Tom Meents in Max D Fire, finishing in first with this incredible maximum moonwalk. Let's go down to the track with Leslie Mears and Tom Meents.
It looked flawless out there for you, Tom. And then I think I even saw a little showboating. Was that right, out your window? Were you have your hand hanging out the window out there?
Yeah, I did. You know, when you got the trick under control and you're doing a great job out there, you can relax. You can get your hand out the window. You can easily maneuver. When you've got the skill down pat, shifting from reverse to forward, going wherever you want to, it's just all about waving to the Monster Jam fans, getting them into your run. That's what gets them excited. That's what gets me excited.
Let's take a look after 2 competitions at our BKT overall event leaderboard. With that win in the Great Clip Skills Challenge, Tom Meents with 23, and then Bari Musauer, Adam Anderson tied at 21. Tom Meents has a chance to make it 4 for 4 in Texas. Adam Anderson, Bari Musauer standing in his way. One more competition still remains, and we will get you ready for it with our official halftime report. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner in hope and receive a custom St. Jude and Monster Jam We Won't Stop t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to round 2 of Monster Jam, coming to you from the heart of Houston, Texas, NRG Stadium. This is our official halftime report. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Colt Stevens. And Colt, a lot of storylines to follow here, but I think one of the biggest stories so far in the first half are the struggles for Ryan and Kristen Anderson. What's going on with those 2?
Yeah, big brother Adam's been having to hold down the fort for Camp Anderson this weekend here. Looks like Ryan went out early, pushed it in racing, broke her front end, got it back for 2-wheel skills, but wasn't 100%. Then Kristen goes out for 2-wheel skills and blows up a third member. So both of those guys are in the back getting their trucks fixed, while Adam's been out here trying to put points on the board. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys go into freestyle.
Our round 1 winner, Tom Meents, continues to make it happen. He is currently our leader. Adam Anderson still right there, a couple points behind Tom. But Bari Musauer has not won a competition yet. He's tied for second place and has a chance to win it all. So what does Bari need to do to climb to the top of the leaderboard in freestyle?
What's great for Bari is in a great location for a driver being third out. That gives him the opportunity to do something first. He was talking about going out there and doing big air, and after round 1, we saw that Jamie Garner had the big air and the fans liked it. So if he can go out there and do that, it's potential that Bari could take this event championship.
And speaking of Bari, he is down on the track. It's time for our halftime UNOH pit report, and for that we head downstairs to Leslie Mears.
Bari, you find yourself after an exciting first half of the show as a contender here. And so what kind of freestyle are you going to have to put together to give yourself enough points to take that overall?
I'm really going to have to bring it. You know, we go out third in freestyle, so maybe we have a chance to do something that the crowd hasn't seen anybody else do yet. That's what I'm banking on. The truck was a little too soft last night in freestyle, so I'm hoping the adjustments we made will make it more comfortable for me so I can go out there and really air Zombie out.
Thanks, Leslie. Now, Colt, driving is in your blood. You know, your dad, a legendary driver. You started at a young age. What do you remember about starting to drive a monster truck?
You know, it was just second nature to me. You know, I grew up inside those trucks. I crawled around like big jungle gyms, and I sat in my dad's lap since I can remember in a Monster Jam truck. But we're all not able to do that starting in Monster Jam.
Many of our drivers go through a strict training process before getting a chance to come out and compete against the elite superstars in the sport. In Paxton, Illinois, they get a chance to not only learn what it takes to physically drive a Monster Jam truck, but also how to rid themselves of any fear that may come with being a Monster Jam driver. And there's only one place in the world they can do it, and that's Monster Jam University.
Monster Jam University is a crucial tool within Monster Jam because now all these new young drivers have the opportunity to go out there, train for hours on end. In their first couple weeks of training, they'll get more seat time than I would in an entire year almost.
Without having to worry about, you know, wrecking a truck in front of a sold-out arena or stadium.
I basically learned everything there. And as athletes get out here and perform, they get better. They turn quicker. They jump higher.
Honestly, without Monster Jam University, I wouldn't know what I was doing. We would have no idea what we were doing.
When you can go out there and practice things over and over and over, you learn a better way how to control the truck.
I don't look at Tom Mentz as the professor, I look at Tom Mentz as the godfather. People who have never even touched a Monster Jam truck before, he puts them in the trucks and bam. Next thing you know, they're jumping, they're racing, they're doing flips.
Good luck. Get it done. I make sure when they walk away from Monster Jam University, they have the passion.
It's unbelievable to see how far these athletes truly go from hardly having any experience in a Monster Jam truck to now coming out here and be able to put on a full show.
The fans come here to see the best of the best, and that's what they get because the drivers are actually getting time to practice and get to know their trucks.
If you ever get a call and a chance to come to Monster Jam University, make sure you say yes.
The list of big names, Colt, that have come out of Monster Jam University is pretty staggering.
Yes, it is. Brianna Mahan, Camden Murphy, Tyler Meninga, all those guys learned stuff at Monster Jam University that would take a normal guy years to learn out here on a stadium circuit.
Still to come, the final competition of the night. It's the main event. It's the big show. It's BKT Freestyle, and it's next. It's been a wild ride so far. Round 2 of 26, more than halfway complete. I'm Scott Jordan with Cole Stevens, but Leslie Mears, so much action happening in the pit area tonight.
It's crazy back there, guys. Kristen Anderson probably has the most damage tonight. She got the rear differential and locker, and also the front differential. When she did the front, though, she got the ring gear and the front housing, so she's going to be questionable for freestyle. Now, Colt, you actually nailed it with Ryan Anderson. He told me that the front right has some damage, they think, to the locker, so he's going to run in three-wheel drive for freestyle.
Thank you, Leslie. Now with tonight's lineup, we're definitely in for some big action, so let's get it started. It's time for BKT Monster Jam Freestyle. The final competition of the event is BKT Monster Jam Freestyle. Each driver has 2 minutes to put together a spectacular performance. They will be judged both by fans in attendance and by a Monster Jam judging official. Our drivers will be judged based on creativity, momentum, the use of all obstacles on the track, and their ability to fill the entire clock. To qualify for a score, drivers must complete the first 30 seconds of their run. These superstars will have their endurance pushed to its limit as they defy gravity in these 12,000-pound steel titans. With the overall event championship on the line, expect to see big air, backflips, technical moves, dynamic saves, and those incredible wow moments that have made Monster Jam a worldwide phenomenon. This is BKT Freestyle. Our next competitor, Lindsay Reed, Scooby-Doo, last night did not go her way. Leslie, I know you've been talking to Lindsay all day. What's going on in her mind?
She said all her nerves are gone now, that the truck is fixed and it's 100%. The O2 sensor has been fixed, and she's got a new transmission in there. And she said she was even feeling it so much with this peppy truck that she put on her special socks for freestyle.
Colt, I'm going to throw something at you right now. There are 2 reigning World Finals champions competing here tonight. Tom Meents, of course, he's won 12 of them. He won the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge. The other is Lindsey Reed. She has to be probably in the history of Monster Jam the most underdog World Finals champion that we've ever had.
You are correct about that, and Lindsey has talked about that many times. She wants to prove it wasn't a fluke. She's here, she deserved that win, and she wants to show these guys, these top caliber drivers, that she's here to stay. She's got great momentum so far. The truck looks like it's working so good. You can definitely tell a difference in her driving style from round 1 to today, round 2.
Swings it back around, jumping over the pod. Leslie hit the nail on the head. She had a lot of nerves. This was her first big stadium show in a long time. Has a lot of expectations as a World Finals champion. If she can shake those off and get jumps like that, but right on the back right tire, and look at the back wheels just going sideways. Wow. That's reminiscent of Camden Murphy at World Finals and the back tires.
Yeah, that whole rear end has been ripped out. The only thing actually holding that axle in right now is the limit straps. Her crew chief is going to have a lot of work to get done before round 3.
Here comes Mr. Extreme Air, Corey Rummel in rage. Far side of the track, hits a jump, and Corey Rummel, an accomplished technician. He's a Monster Jam Award winner for Co-Technician of the Year. He's also an award winner for Mr. Extreme Air. This guy is so smart. Built the truck from the ground up, knows all of its parts, ins and outs. And as a driver, if you have that knowledge and you're able to get your hands dirty, and a lot of drivers can't, but Corey is one that really gives them that experience.
It definitely makes a big difference as a driver. You can feel what's going on in the truck and communicate that with your crew chief, and that way he can make a change. Another huge jump for Corey, right to flatland. Wow! Holy cow! Corey is getting after now, and I feel like he's going to keep picking it up. Big air coming right here. Step on, step off. Nice move!
He won his first stadium event championship in 2019 in Anaheim. A year after he won the showdown in Vegas and made it to the main field of World Finals.
Downside, nice. Great track awareness. Keep moving, next obstacle, next obstacle. I really love seeing that.
Oh, he gave Todd LeDuc a nice, how you doing there, buddy?
Yeah.
And here he goes. This is why I call him Mr. Extreme Air, and I don't care, Colt, if I'm the only one that calls him that. The kid is lights out in freestyle.
He just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I'm really digging this new S10 body. I like it a lot. I know Corey's proud of it. It is one good-looking truck, and it's performing well, too.
Lining up for the Monster Energy backflip ramp. Here goes Corey Rummel.
Perfect!
And he is going to nail it. That is the first backflip of the night.
Perfect momentum coming into it, nice and slow.
And that's what you want. There is a stand-up jump, an exclamation point on a dynamite freestyle run.
Topping it off with a donut. Wow, best run of the night so far, hands down. Great job, Corey.
Let's take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay.
He lines up for the backflip, perfect speed going into it. Little pop, right back on all 4 tires. Perfect execution of a backflip.
Oh.
That's a big one.
9.551. That is up there in the career high range for Corey Rummel, and that is going to be tough to beat for anybody. Here comes Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior.
Ooh. Coming out with a bang there. I keep noticing he's hiking up quite a bit in the corner, like the truck's a little bit slinky. New truck, this is the first time to freestyle this one.
Bryce Kenny is known now as being the fastest Monster Jam driver in the world after Monster Jam breaking world records. He took a Monster Jam truck, drove it over 100 miles per hour. He took his drag race background as an accomplished drag racer and brought that into Monster Jam. And there's nobody tougher in these long straightaways and freestyle. He builds the speed, and here comes the save for Bryce Kenny. And he's going to save it.
Nice!
He nailed it. He has won Stadium Save of the year before, and he could do it again right here tonight.
Unfortunately, he's got a broken tie rod right there. It hit so hard on the front end, but he was able to still get enough time to get it back on all 4 tires. Great job.
Here's 12-time World Finals champion Tom Meents, Max D. Fire, the current overall event point leader. He's won 3 straight in Texas, trying to make it 4. This is Tom Meents' 18th career appearance at NRG Stadium. He's got 7 freestyle wins, more than anybody else in Monster Jam history.
Tom's going for it right out of the box. It's not something I would do.
And we got some big airs. He skies Max D. Fire all the way across the track.
Trying to see what he's going for. Looks like maybe a backflip.
Tom Meents coming right in front of us, lining it up for the Monster Energy backflip. Here we go with Max D. Fire. And he is going to gun it in midair. It looks like he stopped a little bit, gets just enough, but lands in the container. And that is not what you want to do when you're in the air. But it looked like, and you can talk us through this on the replay, but it looked like he lost a little momentum as he went up in the air.
He over-rotated last night. Tonight had better momentum, but the bounce, he just couldn't control the bounce. The bounce pushed him over the edge.
Tonight, some of our lower performing trucks had frustrations on the track. Barry Musauer had a chance at the event championship. He broke a rear axle in freestyle. Ryan Anderson in Bakugan Dragonoid, a frustrating night. That truck coach just beat up over the weekend. And then Todd LeDuc in Monster Energy, can't believe he's down the bottom either, but a short run cost him a shot at the freestyle win. And Cole Vernard in the Black Pearl didn't walk the plank tonight in Houston. Let's take a look at BKT freestyle top 5 so far. Corey Rummel remaining your leader, 9.551. That is an almost untouchable score. Tom Meents in second right now, Bryce Kenny in third, Jamie Gardner in 4th, and Barry Musauer in 5th. We are still a few trucks away from the end of the competition. The overall event championship is still up for grabs as we continue BKT freestyle. Monster Jam stormed into Texas in October, invading AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and it was there that Ryan Anderson made his debut in Bakugan Dragonoid and put on an absolute show in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. It didn't matter what truck he was driving, he was still Ryan Anderson.
From Son of a Digger to Bakugan Dragonoid, here's Ryan Anderson with the Monster Energy Action of the Week.
Here we go back in October, the Great Clip Skills Challenge. He has nailed this move so many times. The long bicycle, the stoppie, the moonwalk. That's Ryan Anderson.
He's got this move figured out. This is a very difficult move. You have to get everything timed just right, where all the weight goes on that right front tire. Grab it, stop it, grab reverse, and ride it all the way back. What a great move by Ryan Anderson.
We're just moments away from crowning our Round 2 event champion here in Houston. The freestyle finale is coming up. Stay tuned and see who's going to take home tonight's trophy. We are just moments away from crowning our Round 2 event champion here in Houston. The exciting conclusion of freestyle is right here. Let's take a look at the BKT overall event leaderboard coming into freestyle. Tom Meents with 23, and then Barry Musauer, Adam Anderson tied at 21. So 3 drivers had a chance at the event championship coming into this competition. We hear the roar from the tunnel. Here she is. Cole, we didn't know if she was going to make it. But Kristen Anderson is here, and you and I talked about the struggle she's had tonight. She is going to give this thing a go and make a run at freestyle.
That is a testament to the Monster Jam crew. Those guys just busted their tail, changed both ends of this Gravedigger truck, and got her back out here for freestyle. Great job, guys. Oh, going over already.
Incredible jump to start it off, and she's going to hit it to go sideways. Come on, you can save it, Kristen. She got it.
Holy cow!
That was a desperation save, and she nailed it.
What an awesome opportunity. Great save. Great truck awareness by Kristen Anderson.
Kristen Anderson has made a name, Dad, and you've learned from the best with your brothers Ryan and Adam. There is no track that she cannot conquer, and she has proven that here tonight.
She has got those RPMs up. That truck sounds so good. She's getting the fans excited. They can feel that truck. Setting up for something here. Oh, right into her brother.
Kristen Anderson trying to get a big freestyle win here tonight. Corey Rummel has got to be watching this and thinking, oh man, maybe I do need to be nervous here. Jumping over everything she sees. She's got to spin it back around right in front of Todd LeDuc. Lining up for a big ramp jump here. Gets it up on the pod and back down for Kristen Anderson. We look at the wreckage just out here right now. Tom Mentz is laid waste over here by the backflip ramp. Ryan Anderson in the corner. A bunch of trucks back in the pits, and now Kristen Anderson comes from there, and there is some cross-threading going on. She lands this. She's got it in the bag, but she will not get it.
Uh-oh, she's got a fire down there. Hopefully her crew chief is talking to her, telling her to get out.
Smoke coming out of Gravedigger. That would have been two incredible saves for her, but she just ran out of room, couldn't quite get the tires, the traction on the tires. But a dynamite run, considering what Kristen has gone through tonight in this event, to be able to come back out as we take a look at the original super glue glued to the action replay.
Right there, I was getting really nervous. She was nosing over quick, gathering it up, but then again, right on top of the roof. I was so nervous that Kristen was done right there, but she had great truck awareness, got it back on all four tires, kept going. I love the momentum. Look at her. Just constantly keep going, keep moving forward, never once reversing, kind of getting all crossed up on some jumps like we see right there. Just a fantastic job by Kristen Anderson.
Here comes the man, the owner, the head of Team Scream Racing, two-time World Finals freestyle champion, Jim Kohler in Avenger.
Round one, Jim had one of the best saves I've seen in a long time. I wonder if he can duplicate that here in round two.
His score from round one was a 9.113. You mentioned it, a dynamite save. Whoa. And there's a great jump, and look at the bounce. Slap wheelie and everything. It's going to take another dynamite save and maybe a little more to unseat Corey Rummel, but either way, Jim wins this thing.
Oh, yeah. Jim is going out there to try and win and take it away from Corey Rummel. It would be great for him, his teammate, Corey, to bring it home.
He's got a save right here. He nailed it.
That's what he was looking for.
You could see that coming. Jim Kohler was not going to go out like that. He saved it on the one front tire, and he's coming back for
now
more.
He's just going wild.
He loves jumping these corners. It doesn't even look like the right thing to do, but he makes it look so smart in his freestyle runs.
It looks like it's got a right rear tire going flat on him.
He's starting to lose his momentum here a little bit. He does have that flat tire that's going to keep him back, but Jim Kohler can do a lot of things on three tires that most drivers can't do on four.
What's he doing here? Uh-oh. I think I know what he's doing. He's lining up for the 8-pack.
Oh, Jim, come on. The 8-pack on three tires. Can he get it lined up?
He's going, oh, no. I thought he was going to go for it sideways. I was like, oh, no.
He's backing up, though. He's not done.
He's going to get it.
Come on, Jim. He goes right up, and he is going to land it. Oh,
he just needed to be a little bit more patient.
Fell a little short. Here is the super glue glued to the action replay. Those sky wheelies Jim Kohler's so famous for, getting it straight up and then comes on over top of the jammer. Now it's time for five-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson to take the track in Megalodon. He is going to come right off the race ram, heading straight to the backflip side of the track, spinning it back around.
Adam's definitely been playing the older brother role here. His younger siblings are out there just tearing their toys up.
Look at that move. Right in the slap wheelie, pops it back up and maintains the balance.
But then Adam's out here just trying to get points, trying to come away with the championship. Big air right there. Love the downside, right?
Nose wheelie on the landing. Just the combo moves and the reactions to what he's doing. That's not something you teach, Cole. That's something you learn.
It's all you have to feel that in the truck. It takes actually doing it and feel the rotation of the truck in the air.
Tom Mentz in the lead for the event championship. Adam Anderson in striking distance.
He's definitely going to have to come out a little bit harder than this if he wants to get ahead of Tom.
And with Max Steve Fire on the side of the Monster Energy backflip ramp, that takes away our side of that ramp. So now you have to go on the far side to get a backflip.
And I noticed that far side of that ramp is a little bit steeper. And as we saw last night, it threw Bryce Kinney super high. And I don't know if that's maybe something that Adam's out there thinking about.
Adam Anderson going to whip it back around, bringing Megalodon to the center of the track. 10 seconds remaining. Here's a bicycle for Adam Anderson, the sidewall.
Great recovery by Adam. Throwing something a little bit different out there, but runs out of time. Doesn't have a backflip on his run. I think that's going to be the demise of him taking this freestyle competition.
At 8.479 for Adam Anderson, that is going to all but knock him out of the race for the overall event championship. Let's take a look at our final BKT Freestyle Top 5. Corey Rummel in Rage getting the win, 9.551. He gets 12 points. Kristen Anderson coming back from the pit. She gets 11 in Gravedigger. Tom Mentz getting 10. Jim Kohler with 9. And Adam Anderson getting 8 points, rounding out our final BKT Freestyle Top 5. Let's go back down to the track. Leslie standing by with the first-time freestyle winner, Mr. Extreme Air, Corey Rummel. Leslie.
You made it to the end of the night, Corey, and you kept looking at me after each truck ran, and you almost couldn't believe that you were holding the lead. So what does it feel like now to finally capture your first stadium freestyle?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. You know, I did keep looking at you. You're like, oh, you got it. Like, no, I'm not getting my hopes up, man. There's the top of the top Monster Jam drivers on this tour. And I definitely didn't think I was going to get it, but you know what? Luck was definitely on my side tonight, and I finally got my first stadium freestyle win.
Take a look now at our final BKT overall event leaderboard. Tom Mentz did it again, 33 points. He's going to win his 4th consecutive Texas event championship. Adam Anderson will come in 2nd. Barry Musauer in 3rd. Corey Rummel with a great freestyle win. Let's rejoin Leslie Mears with our event champion, Tom Mentz.
So, Tom, once again, you are living up to all the names that they are calling you here, the sheriff, the marshal, you know, the premier don of NRG Stadium here as you take another event championship.
It has been an awesome weekend. You know, round 2 has been very difficult. A lot of trucks were failing. A lot of crews were working extremely hard. You know, fortunately, I have an awesome crew. Cooper Knuckles, Lexi Warner, Josh Dyke. They're all awesome, but, you know, more importantly, we're off to a great start.
As great as it's been here, we have only just begun in Houston. 5 more rounds coming up from right here at NRG Stadium. We'll be back with more Monster Jam action when round 3 returns to Houston. We hope to see you then. For Colt Stevens and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Good night from NRG Stadium, and we'll see you next time on Monster Jam.